how can people be involved in HCC football? How can they support this program?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's a question that fortunately we've been receiving a little bit more often here lately, which is good. People are starting to get excited about Highland football, and they should be. Where we've built this program up, and we're in a position where we continue to grow the program and get better every single year. So I think the question that people ask is, how do I help? And I think the most important thing that people understand is, what am I going to be helping with? And I think when you look at a college football program, I don't know if people understand how expensive it is to participate in college football. We spend a ton of money on our equipment. Just to get a guy dressed for a football game basically costs us about $1,000 per player. We spend a ton of money on travel, and a big portion of our budget goes into feeding these guys whenever we're on the road. So I hope that people will understand, by donating to our program, the things that you're helping us with are really being able to take better care of our players. We're able to put them in better equipment so that they're more safe. We're able to afford to travel out on the road and stay in a decent hotel. We're able to feed these guys a nice meal when they're out on the road. And the other thing that we use our quarterback club money for is to help us be able to recruit. We've been able to build a roster full of great players who are also great people. And unfortunately, it's not free to go do that. It costs us money. We have to travel and be all over the state of Kansas. And really, we end up being all over the country to go out and find these players. And being able to raise a little bit extra money to help us go do that makes this program so much better. So how do you help is that you donate to the HCC Quarterback Club. Judd Rimmers, our offensive coordinator, does a tremendous job organizing the quarterback club. There's information available on the website. There's a link to the quarterback club. All of Coach Rimmers' contact information is available online. Get on the website, talk to Coach Rimmers, and ask questions and find out what you can do to help. But I think one of the things that I really want to stress to people is you don't have to donate $10,000 to be very helpful to our program. When you look at the big picture, even a $100 donation makes a huge difference for what we're able to do. Our goal is we want to get a large group of people who can all donate $100 a year, every single year. That money is a total game changer for us for what we're able to do throughout the football season.
That's great. And for more opportunities on how to donate to the HCC football team or be more involved with the football team and all of Highland Athletics, go on the website, scottyathletics.com, and help support today. Coach, thank you for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Coach, I get this question all the time. How can people be involved in HCC?
All right, Coach, this is what we like to call the Fast 50. I'm going to fire off a bunch of questions for you, and you will answer as many as you can before we get to the goal line. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Favorite color?
Scotty Blue.
Dogs or cats?
Dog.
Favorite food?
Steak.
Childhood hero?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Favorite pro athlete?
Michael Jordan.
Number of years you've coached?
9.
How many siblings do you have?
1.
Favorite cut of steak?
Any, doesn't matter. I mean, ribeye.
Most hated food?
Banana.
Twitter or Facebook?
Twitter.
Favorite movie?
Saving Private Ryan.
Superman or Batman?
Batman.
Have you caught any Pokemon yet?
I don't even know what Pokemon is.
Did you watch the latest Bachelorette episode?
Never.
Movies or books?
Movies.
Favorite pizza topping?
Cheese.
Favorite Olympic sport?
Wrestling.
All right, and that's it for our Fast 50 with Coach Arnold. Coach, good luck this season, and we look forward to a great year.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Okay. So we're still not getting out.
As Scotty alums, you provide key links to continuing your legacy here at Highland. Through you, others in your family choose to come to Highland. And so, Scotty Nation
So test,
would
test,
like
test.
to welcome HCC Legacy.
And now we're back. I can hear myself, so thank you very much.
Bring a legacy of
Thanks to those of you that stayed with us. Sorry about our audio problems.
Ryan Todd.
We've had a little difficulty here at the stadium with our audio this afternoon. Scotty's leading Hutchinson at the break, 14-0. As Highland got underway with a minute or 12:27 to go in the first quarter. The Scotties scored on a 73-yard pass completion from Khalil Render to Damari Kitt. The two-point conversion attempt failed, and Highland led it 6-0. Highland came back with 13:20 to go in the second quarter as Marquez Terry ran it in from 37 yards out around the right-hand side. Render's pass was good for the two-point conversion, and your score is at 14-0. Halftime statistics: first downs go this way. Highland with 6, Hutch with 5. Highland has ran the ball 23 times for 64 yards. Hutchinson 22 carries for just 27 yards. Khalil Render is 4 out of 10. 1 touchdown pass and no interceptions for 101 passing yards. Chaz Cap for Hutchinson is 6 out of 11 with 1 interception. He's thrown for 34 yards. His longest pass of the day is 9 yards. The leading rusher for the Blue Dragons is Trey King for 7 carries for 39 yards, averaging 5.6 yards per carry. The leading rushers for the Scotties, number 2, Marquez Terry, 12 carries, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Marquez averaging 5.3 yards per handle this afternoon. Raquan Dickens, he came into the ball game, ran 3 times for 23 yards. Tony Joyner has carried the ball twice for 4 yards. And Darian Turner has carried the ball 1 time for 3 yards. Pass reception go this way for the Scotty. Ronnie Jameson has got 2 completions for 26 yards. And Damari Kitt with the 73-yard touchdown. 1 catch on the day, but that was a big one for the Scotty first touchdown. Bailey Strunk has pulled in 1 pass for 2 yards this afternoon. Leading receiver for Hutchinson is Gary Cross. 2 catches for 19 yards. His longest completion of the day is 9 yards. Scotty with 165 total yards at the break. Hutchinson held to 61. Hutch with 4 penalties for 40 yards. Highland's been flagged twice today for 30 yards. Highland dominating the ball game all statistically. 64 yards rushing to 27 for the Blue Dragons. These two teams came in again. Hutchinson ranked 13th in the nation in the latest NJCAA poll. This is the 35th meeting between these two programs dating back to 1970. Hutchinson leads the series 31-3, but Highland won last year 31-12 here at Kessinger Field, and the Scotties are leading at 14-0 at the break here today. Other games around the Jayhawk Conference this afternoon. As Iowa Central 0-4 is at 0-2 Independence. That's a 1 o'clock start. Coffeyville 1-2 is at 2-1. Number 20 Iowa Western this afternoon. Number 18 Dodge City 3-1 is at 2-1. Number 12 Butler tonight. And number 6 Garden City, Fort Scott, and Ellsworth, Iowa all have a bye this afternoon. Don't forget, Hutchinson will host Iowa Central next Saturday. And in Fort Dodge at 1 o'clock. Highland Scotties have a bye. Volleyball results from yesterday. The Lady Scotties downed Iowa Central in 4. Then they turned around and beat the Dakota Tech in 3 straight. Lady Scotties now 11-5 on the season. Cross country action down at the Emporia State Classic yesterday. Top men finisher for the Scotties was Jose Jaime, who came in 17th place with a time of 26:38.10. Top Lady Scotty finisher was Lakeisha Willis, who came in 62nd with a time of 21 minutes 57.82 seconds. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow, softball will be at Missouri Western at 2 o'clock. Monday night, September the 26th, volleyball will be at Labette at 5:30. And then coming up on Tuesday of next week, September 22nd, baseball will be at Baker University in Baldwin. That will start at 4 o'clock for the doubleheader. Lady Scotty volleyball returns home on Wednesday, September the 28th, as they will host Fort Scott at 5:30 at Ben Allen Fieldhouse here in town. We'll be back with more information after the break. Highland leading Hutchinson after 1/2 by the score of 14-0. And welcome back to Kessinger Field in Highland, Kansas. At halftime, it's your Highland Scotties leading the 13th ranked Hutchinson Blue Dragons by the count of 14-0. Scotty defense came in ranked number 1 in the Jayhawk Conference and allowing just 8.3 points per contest. Scotty's putting up 32 points on the board on a regular basis, which ranks them 4th in the conference. Defensively, Highland the number 2 defense in the conference, allowing just 210 yards per contest, 123 yards through the air and 87 yards on the ground. Scotties now have not allowed a single point in the last 13 quarters. They've kept the Blue Dragons off the scoreboard here after the first 30 minutes. Blue Dragons came in offensively ranked 5th in the conference, putting up 324 yards per game. And they are well below that. Defensively, they give up 259 on a weekly basis. Again, your halftime stats, Highland with 165 total yards in the first 30 minutes to Hutchinson 61. Highland scored on a 73-yard pass completion from Khalil Render to Damari Kitt in the first quarter. And Marquez Terry ran a 32-yard carry in for the Highland second touchdown. Khalil Render again, just 4 out of 10 on the afternoon. 1 touchdown, no interception for 101 yards. For Hutchinson, their quarterback, Chaz Capps, is 6 out of 11. No touchdown for 34 yards and 1 INT. So the Blue Dragons with 2 turnovers in the contest, Highland with 1. And a penalty situation, Hutchinson been flagged 4 times for 40 yards. Highland been nailed twice for 30 yards. And we're about getting ready for the start of the second half here. $1:16 to go for kickoff. Thank those of you that have stayed with us. We appreciate your dedication. I'll put a link on the chat side if you want to check the live stats from the Hutchinson folks for the second half. That'll keep you up to date. Weather-wise, the sky becoming overcast. Temperature down to 88 degrees with the wind out of the south at 12 miles an hour, gusting to over 18 miles an hour. Rain out to our west, just west of Kessinger, Kansas. Continues to move north and northeast, but slowly work its way east. Hopefully we can get the contest in before the rain reaches. Scotties will have the football to start the second half. They won the toss and deferred their option. As Marquez Terry will go deep, along with number 21 for the Scotties. And that's Isaiah Gray going back to return the kick. Terry with 1 kickoff return for 25 yards this year. Isaiah Gray with 3 kickoff returns. He averages 12.3 yards every time he gets the handle on the football on a kickoff. And we're about ready to get underway under bright sunshine here at Kessinger Field. As number 39, Luke Niemeyer will put the boot to it. And Terry will handle the football on his own 13-yard line. We'll cut it up across the grain. Now goes left. The flag comes flying in from the back judge. And he's got a real nice arm on him because that flag went 25 yards. So a flag on the return. We'll see what's against. Number 39, so the officials are huddling to figure out what's the flag going to be. I believe it's going to be against Highland on the return. Illegal block in the back against the Scotties is the violation. So the 10-yard penalty will back us up to the 15-yard line. Make that the 14-yard line where Highland will set up shop with 14:53 to go here in the third and a 14-0 lead. Khalil Render back at the quarterback spot for the Scotties. Ronnie Jamison along with Bailey Strunk to the near side. Damari Kit to the top of your screen. They give the football off to number 17, Raquan Dickens. Dickens forced out of bounds near the first down marker. He'll be about a yard short, it appears. And it'll bring up second down and 1. Dickens with 31 carries on the season, 266 yards for the young man out of Largo, Florida. Scotty with a manageable second down and 1 here. Ball on the Highland 24-yard line. Dickens behind Render in the backfield. Twin receiver to the right. Gives it off to Dickens up the middle. He's up there. He's going. Then Dickens heading for the house. He's going to break it to the left. And he is tackled at the 3-yard line. A huge run by Raquan Dickens. And the Scotties are first and goal at the Hutchinson 3. What a run by Raquan Jenkins. Raquan with the breakaway speed got 2 touchdowns on the year. He's averaging 8.6 yards a carry. So Scotty football inside the 3 at the Hutchinson 2. Marquez Terry behind Render in the backfield. Twin receiver to the right. Hutchinson gives it off to Terry. They get off to Terry. He goes in from 2 and a touchdown. Terry with his second touchdown run of the day. And the Scotties are up 20-0. Marquez Terry came in the contest averaging 4.8 yards per carry. He's now got 8 touchdowns on the season, which leads the Jayhawk Conference. Correction, we're on a
problem with the clock. Technical difficulties with the clock.
Hang on a second. We're going to have to redo the clock here. Having a little technical difficulty. We're working on it. There we go. Working. So now we're back for the 2-point conversion. Terry will take it to the left-hand side, put his head down. He will not make it for the 2-point conversion as he is stopped short by number 35, Alan Frey. So Scotties with a 20-0 lead here, 13:51 to go in the third quarter. Marquez Terry now with 2 touchdown runs on the afternoon. Kicking it off for the Scotties will be number 51.
Kicking off for the Scotties, number 51, Jonathan.
That is Jonathan Johnson.
Back deep for the Blue Dragons, number 17, Trevon Jones.
Jonathan Johnson, a freshman out of Centralia, Kansas, will put a boot to it. That's deep for the Hutchinson Blue Dragons. Yeah, number 21, Gabe Richardson, and the wind has blown the ball off the tee. Wind now again out of the south, blowing over to the Hutchinson sideline. We're now under partly cloudy skies with the rain off to our west. And the wind picking up, becoming an issue. And it is now gusting to 17 miles an hour. Ball at the middle, tackle made by the Scotties, number 32.
Making the stop for the Scotties, number 32, Stephen Delane.
So let's see that Hutchinson offense really never threatened to score.
Stephen Delane in on the tackle, freshman out of Brookville, Florida. First and 10 Blue Dragons on their own 38-yard line. They got the 39-yard line, 29-yard line, my mistake. Chaz Capps in at quarterback, the freshman out of Wichita. Turn, pitch to the left-hand side to number 5. Or that is number 6, Rashawn Waller. Waller met by the right side of the defense for the Scotties. Number 7 in on the play for Highland. Number 7 is Brandon Berry. Brandon, the leading tackler on the team with 18 tackles coming in today's action. After a loss of 1, we'll bring up 2nd and 11. Capps will send the 2 receivers to the right. Motion man now goes to the right-hand side. Roll out pass to the right by Capps. He'll fire it out into the flat. Pass goes incomplete. Intended for number 22, Josh Reynolds. Reynolds, a sophomore out of Topeka, Kansas, averaged 8.5 yards per catch once he hangs on to the football. But the drop pass will bring up 3rd and 11. 13:08 to go, third quarter. Highland 20, Hutchinson 0. Again, the Blue Dragons ranked 13th in the nation after a 2-point loss to Garden City a week ago at home in Gowan Stadium. As we're going to recenter the football over here to the left hash. So Hutch football, 3rd and 11 from their own 28-yard line. Capps looking over the middle, wide open pass. And that is number 41, Giselle Para with the reception, a sophomore out of Hutchinson, Kansas, a 6'3", 249-pounder. Had a touchdown saving tackle by the Scotties. And Hutch with the football in Highland territory now. Had another 15-yard penalty, or a penalty added to the Scotties. So roughing the passer, 1st and 10 for Hutch on the Highland 24. So roughing the passer penalty tacked onto the play. And Hutch is in business in Highland territory, ball on the ground. Capps running to his left, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds by the Scotties, number 32, Stephen Delane. And we've got an injured player on the field for Hutch, as medical attention will be given to him. Hutch again with just 61 total yards in offense in the first half. Have got something going here in Highland territory at the Scotty 24-yard line with 12:48 to go in the third quarter, and trailing your Highland Scotty by a count of 20-0. Other scores from around the conference at halftime: Independence was leading Iowa Central 13-7. Coffeyville and Iowa Western were in a rain delay in Council Bluffs. Dodge City will be at Butler tonight under the lights in El Dorado at 7 p.m. Cast back to pass. We'll throw it out here in the left flat. Complete, number 20, Trey King. King ran out of bounds by number 32, Stephen Delane, and number 21, Isaiah Gray. So a gain of 7. We'll call it 3rd and 3 for the Blue Dragons. They've got their best drive of the afternoon going here on the Highland 17. Hutch will take a long look to the sideline to see what Coach Ryan Rhodes wants to do. Twin receivers left and right for the Blue Dragons. Give off to number 20, King. He'll go into the middle of the line. Then he's going to be short of the first and 10 by the way that the line judge is standing. He'll be up short of a yard, by at least by a yard. So it'll be 4th and a yard for Hutch as they bring in the heavy package to go on it here at 4th and 1. As coming in, number 56. We're going to have another player coming in for Hutch. Parra and Wheeler. And Hutch is going to take a timeout to talk it over here on 4th and 1. 12:23 to go, third quarter. Highland 20, Hutchinson 0. We'll be back in a bit. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. On the Highland 15-yard line. Power football for Hutch. They turn and give it off to King. He'll make it to the first and 10. As he gets down inside the 15 to the 14. Hutch says they've got it. The officials are thinking about a measurement, and that's what we're going to have. We're going to take a peek with the chains and see if Hutch has got it or not. With 11:19 to go here in the third. Don't forget, Hutch will play at Iowa Central next Saturday at 1 o'clock up in Fort Dodge. Highland has the weekend off in 7 days. And he got it. First and 10 Blue Dragons. Ball now on the Highland 14-yard line. And the Blue Dragon in their deepest penetration into Highland territory this afternoon. Chaz Capps quarterback with Trey King in the backfield behind him. Twin receiver to the right. Chaz rolls out to the right, looking in the flat. Pass goes incomplete, defending it and on for the Scotties. Appear to be number 23, that's Dante Brooks. Dante Brooks is a freshman out of Topeka, Kansas, 6'1", 205-pounder. We're stuck out of hand and knocked that ball away from the receiver. So 2nd and 10 for the Blue Dragons from the Highland 14. As the clock continues to run, or the clock stops, at 11:06 in the third. Pass out into the flat to number 82, which is Mitch McClellan, a freshman out of Lewisburg, Kansas. And that will pick up good yardage for the Blue Dragons as the ball on the Highland 6-yard line. Third down, and we'll call it 3. Or 3rd down and 2, says the public address. Hutch has to get inside the 5. Power package into the lineup for Hutch. Third, miscommunication by the Blue Dragons as Chaz Capps is forced to hang on to the football. And he is met near the line of scrimmage, still outside the Highland 5. And in there defensive for the Scotties, big number 98, or number 88, Jim Philstein. 4th and 1 outside the Highland 5. So here we go on 4th and 1. King with the football, met in the backfield. He will plow ahead, and he will get near the first and 10. Then we may have a measurement on this one, as he is possibly short. And we're going to call a change in and take a peek at this one. Football just outside the 4, between the 4 and the 5. With 9:41 to go here in the third. Hutch offense, not sure whether they made it or not. They're heading back to the sideline. As they stretch out all the lengths. And Highland holds and hooked on down. Big defensive stand by the Scotty defense as they force the loss on down by the Blue Dragons. Highland with the football inside their own 5. So Cleo Render and Marquez Terry in the backfield for the Scotties, standing in their own end zone. Twin receiver to the left. Damari Kitt to the right. Turn, give it off to Terry. He'll put his head down, plow over the 5, out near the 6, maybe the 7. Where he's going to pick up a good of 3 on the carry. We'll bring up 2nd down and 7. Terry again with 2 touchdowns on the day. Hutch with a 3-man defensive line. Render looking over the defense. Gets the football, give it off to Terry again, left-hand side. He pops it outside the left tackle, gets out near the 10 to the 12. And Highland will have a manageable 3rd down. On a 3rd, and we'll call it 2. 8:50 to go, 3rd quarter. Highland 20. The 13th ranked Hutchinson Blue Dragons 0. Hutch has played 3 ranked opponents this year. Highland has played 1 ranked opponent. A JV and a winless Iowa Central team. But 3rd and 2 for Cleo Render. Render turns and gives it off to Terry again. Terry looking for a hole. He's not going to find much, and he will be short of the 1st and 10. And he'll be about a yard or maybe a half a yard short. And we're going to have another measurement. Highland again won the last contest in these programs a year ago. 31-12 here at Kessinger Field. Only the 3rd victory over the Blue Dragons in Highland history. And Highland right now doesn't appear that they want to kick the ball one way or another. And that is a 1st and 10. Nope, he is short. Short by about 4 or 5 inches. And here comes the punting unit for the Scotties. So Trenton York will come into the contest. York with 20 punts on the season, a 30.8 punt yards per punt average. His longest of the year is 42. Hutchinson, looks like they're going to come after the punter. Nope, they're going to let it go. End over end kick. Ball onto the ground, covered up by number 5, Adrian Cross. Blue Dragons with the football in Highland territory on the Scotty 46-yard line. with 8:08 to go in the third, down by 20. So 1st and 10 Blue Dragon from the Highland 46. Twin receiver to the left. Fake handoff, roll out right. Pass is complete to number 2. That's Alan Bishop, a wide receiver out of Wichita. He'll take it all the way down to the Scotty 31-yard line. Make that the Scotty 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Blue Dragon. Hutchinson now moving the football here in the third quarter. Now they were held up short at the Highland 5 earlier in the third stanza. Give it off to King. He'll cut it up. And tackled by number 99, Dual Watson on the stop, a freshman out of Wichita. And we've got an injured Blue Dragon on the field. So as we tend to the injured player, we'll be back in just a bit. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Second down, and we'll call it a long 6 for the Blue Dragons on the Highland 26-yard line. Give it off to number 23. That is Otis Williams, a freshman out of Tampa, Florida. He'll run it all the way down inside the Highland 10. Nice run by Williams, who came into the contest with 39 carries on the year, averaging 4.5 yards per try, with 1 touchdown on the season. 1st and goal for the Blue Dragons for the first time this afternoon on the Highland 9. Caps the quarterback, turns, gives it off, penalty flag, comes in from the far side. The running back met in the backfield by the Scotty, number 13, Jeremiah Hill, in on the stop. An illegal shift or illegal motion against the Blue Dragons will back them up 5. So second, or be a floss of 5 on the penalty. We'll bring up so we've got a second down now, says the official in the white hat. Turn, they give it off again to Otis Williams. Williams up the middle. Fights his way down into the 6-yard line. You know what it was? Okay. So 3rd and goal, timeout on the field, Hutchinson. Or correction. Timeout on the field, charge to the Scotties. That is Highland's first timeout of the half. Both teams now with 2 timeouts to go here in the second quarter, or second half. 6:31 to go, third quarter. Highland 20, Hutchinson 0. We'll be back in just a second. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Third and goal, Hutchinson on the Highland 6-yard line with 6:31 to go in the third quarter. Trailing your Highland Scotties by a count of 20-0. As Cap's the quarterback for Hutchinson. With Otis Williams behind him in the backfield. Looking left. Pass is knocked up in the air and intercepted by the Scotties. Jeremiah Hill with the tip of the football. And coming down with the interception with Jacob Robbinger, the sophomore out of Overland Park, Kansas. So the tip drill comes into effect for the Scotty defense. Highland dodges another bullet and denies the Blue Dragons the end zone here in the third quarter. So Scotty will have the football, 1st and 10 on their own 20. Jeremiah Hill knocked it up in the air. Number 15, Robin Roninger. 15's got the interception. Pass out here to Jamison. Ronnie Jamison with the reception. Doesn't need to taunt, and he gets called with a flag. Jamison with the flag stepped over the defensive player, flexed his muscles up around his shoulders, and drew the flag. So that'll back us up a 15 after we had a 1st and 10. Second time we've seen an unsportsmanlike penalty cost the team. Hutchinson got nailed with one earlier in the game. And so the unsportsmanlike conduct against the Scotties will back Highland up. So Scotty football 1st, and we'll call it 13. Ball on the, make that 1st and 10. That was a dead ball foul. Ball on the Highland 16, make that 17-yard line. Render gives it off to Terry. Terry up the gut. Picked out near the 20 to the 21. In on the tackle for the Blue Dragons, number 48. Guy Victoria in on the stop. Gain of 4 for Terry. 2nd down and 6. Ball on the Highland 21. 5:43 and counting here in the third. 2 receivers to the top of your screen, 1 receiver to the bottom. Terry behind Render in the backfield. Hand off to Terry, right hand side. Cuts it outside, nice move. Tries to work around, hurdles the one defender, and it ran out of bounds. And a nice run and a play by Marquez Terry. Terry, who had 64 yards in the first half and 2 touchdown runs, gives the Scotties a 1st and 10 on their own 42-yard line. 5:25. Dan running here in the third quarter. Scotties up 20-0 over the 13th ranked Blue Dragons of Hutchinson. Strunk and Kit to the top of your screen. Jamison to the bottom of the screen. Gives it off to Raquan Dickens, who's now in the backfield for Highland. And he is met behind the line of scrimmage. Will lose a yard on the carry. So a 2nd down and 11 for Highland on their own 41-yard line. Scotty's now with a long look to the sideline. See what Coach Aaron Einhold wants to run. On 2nd and 11. Clock running at 4:35 here in the third. Jamal Wooden in and at the fullback position with Dickens behind Render. Dickens up the middle. Will pick up maybe a yard. Again on the tackle for the Blue Dragons, number 88, J.J. Holmes, sophomore out of Chipley, Florida. So Highland with a 3rd and 8. And going into the wind at the moment. Wind out of the southeast blowing toward the Hutchinson sideline. As the skies have begun to darken a little bit here with the clouds coming in from the west. Rain is about 60 to 70 miles west of Highland at this moment, moving to the north-northeast. Render back to pass, looking. Will throw it deep down the left-hand side, And the play knocked away. Nice play by defensively by Adrian Cross, a freshman out of Brunswick, Georgia. As Render left that one up in the air too long, intended for number 11, Bailey Strunk. Cross has knocked down a couple passes this afternoon, almost intercepted one. The Scotties will punt the football away on 4th and 8. Trent York will kick it away. He's got 2 kicks inside the 20 this year. The longest punt has been 42 yards. He's got a 44-yarder in the ball game so far. Gets it away. Nice spiral kick. Gets it to turn over. Fair catch called for and taken by the Blue Dragons. At number 80, Vontae Williams will take the football, and Hutch will start their 3rd series of the quarter on their own 20-yard line. Elsewhere around the conference, Iowa Central is leading Independence in Indy 14-13 with 9:17 to go in the 3rd. So Hutch football, they give it up the middle to number 32, Otis Williams. Williams, their leading rusher on the year with 39 carries. Averaging 4.8 yards per carry. Gain of 2, we'll call it. 2nd down and 8 from the Blue Dragon 22. 3:11 and counting here in the 3rd. Highland leading the Blue Dragons 20-0. Man in motion is number 41, Para. They turn, they give it up the middle. Ball carrier bounces outside, but he could not get away from the grip of Ebb Covington, the sophomore out of Gaffney, South Carolina.
Number 93, Ebb Covington. Brings up 3rd and 3.
So Trey King, we're going to have an injured player on the field for the Scotties. Number 93, Ebb Covington, is down. So it's Tia Collins, the head athletic trainer here at Highland, tends to him. We'll be back. 2:39 to go, 3rd quarter. Highland 20, Hutchinson 0. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. For the Blue Dragons on their own 27-yard line. 2:25 and rolling here in the 3rd. Passed out into the flat, and a big hit again by Dominique Williams, the freshman out of Nashville, Tennessee. Dominique with his 3rd big hit and open field tackle of the afternoon. Stops the receiver short of the 1st and 10, and Hutchinson will have to kick it away on 4th and 1. Again, a great defensive play by Dominic Williams this afternoon, the D-back, 5'10", 190-pounder. Isaiah Gray going deep to receive the punt. And we've got timeout on the field. I believe it's timeout charged to Highland. 1:46 to go, 3rd quarter. Highland 20, Hutchinson 0. We'll be back from Kessinger Field in just a second. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. 4th and 1 for Hutchinson. As Tyler Harris in to punt. He's got a 34.8 punting average on the season. As deep as Jamison. It's beautiful kick. Will go over the head of the returner. Ball will bounce down near the 5. They're going to stop it at the 4-yard line. What a play by the Hutchinson Blue Dragons as they pan Highland deep inside their own 5 here with $1:36 to go in the third. So 1st and 10 Scotties on their own 4. And Khalil Render and the Highland offense will set up there. Twin receivers to the right. Strunk and Kett to the near side. Ronnie Jamison to the far side of the field. Marquez Terry in the backfield. Give it off to Terry. He'll try to get up near the 3, maybe to the 4-yard line, trying to get some breathing room. Just inside the 5 is what the line judge on the near side of the field says. That'll be a gain of 1 yard, 2nd down and 9. Kit with a long look to head coach Aaron Arnold to the near side of the field. Jamal Wooden, the fullback, offset to the right tackle. Give it off to Terry, and he's going to be met. Atlanta Cruz fights himself away, and a beautiful effort by Marquez Terry. Gets it out to the 10-yard line. What an effort by Terry. And we're going to have an injured player on the field for the Scotties. But Marquez Terry refused to be stopped in the middle of the line. Fought his way out. And Highland now 5 yards short of a 1st and 10. Or make that 4 yards short of a 1st and 10. We'll find out who your injured player is for the Scotties and be back. You're watching this Scotties Sports Network. Going to come off the field under his own power. Take the swig of Gatorade. And he wants to stay in the ball game, but I don't believe they're going to let him. We're taking number 68 out of the ball game, which is Guy Runnels. 77 is going to have to leave the contest after the sports med goes out. Here he comes out. So Guy Runnels, 6'5", 325-pound freshman out of Meriden, Kansas, will come in and play the left or play center. 3rd and 4. Ball on the Highland 10-yard line. Twin receiver to the near side. Render. Again, gives it off to Terry. He's met right in the backfield. Trying to bounce around. He's going to lose yardage. Correction, that was number 17, Raquan Dickens, the ball carrier. And we're going to lose yardage on that play. 4th down and 9. And the Scotties are going to have to kick the football away. But that's the end of the 3rd quarter. As the clock will run down, the Scotties 20. The 13th ranked Blue Dragons 0. We'll be back from Kessinger Field in just a bit. You're watching this Scotties Sports Network. Welcome back, Kessinger Field, third quarter. Statistics from the Hutchinson Blue Dragon staff. Marquez Terry with 20 carries on the day, 106 yards and 2 touchdowns. Raquan Dickens has got 8 carries for 110 yards. For Hutchinson, the leading rusher is Trey King, 51 yards on 11 carries. Passing statistics, Chaz Katz for Hutchinson, 11 of 19 with 2 INTs for 100 yards. No touchdowns. He's been sacked 4 times. Khalil Render has connected on 5 out of 12 passes for 113 yards, 1 touchdown, and he's been gathered up 3 times on the day. So the Scotties will punt the football away to start the fourth quarter. As Trenton York stands along the end line. Takes the step to the right. Kick will be fielded by number 5, Adrian Cross, at the 44-yard line. Down the left-hand side. The only man to stop him is the punter, and he does it. Touchdown saving tackle by Trenton York, the sophomore out of Wamego, Kansas. As Adrian Cross, who has returned 5 punts now on the year. He's averaging 5.3 yards per return. Put the football inside the Highland 5-yard line. First and goal for the Blue Dragons. Hutchinson has not broken the goal line yet today, and they've been inside the Scotty red zone most of the third quarter. Ball up the middle, touchdown Hutch. Trey King made it look easy. The 6 foot, 198-pound sophomore out of Wichita went up the gut for the first Blue Dragon score of the afternoon, untouched. As Luke Niemeyer will put the foot to it for the extra point. He's 6 out of 7 extra points on the year. And we're waiting on a player to come in for the special teams. So Niemeyer puts the kick to it. It is up and good. 14:42 to go, ball game. Highland 20, Hutchinson 7. We'll be back in just a second. You're watching the Sky Sport Network. Deep receive the kickoff for the Highland Scotties. Marquez Terry, along with number 21, Isaiah Gray. Luke Niemeyer will kick it off. Highland scoreless streak on defense has finally been broken at 14 quarters. As Hutchinson puts the score on the board here with 14:42 to go in the contest. Rain delay in Iowa Western. They'll restart the contest at 6 o'clock. That was a 1 o'clock scheduled start. Then that'll be number 21, Isaiah with the football. Isaiah Gray, penalty flag comes flying in, I believe. And we're going to have holding against the Scotties on the return. So illegal block, and he leaves the hands against the Scotties. We'll back them up down to the 10-yard line, I believe, that they'll put the football down there. 1st and 10 for the Scotties on their own 10-yard line. Highland has dominated the football game up until the end of the third quarter. As the Blue Dragons threatened twice but could not get in the end zone, finally punching it in off of a punt return. Terry in the backfield along behind Render. gives it off to Terry, right-hand side, runs into the defensive line, and he will get out near the line of scrimmage, but not much more. And they're going to leave the football, maybe a gain of a yard. I'll give him a half of a yard. Ball now outside the Highland 10. 14-15 and rolling here at Kessinger Field. Scotty's up 20-6. Make that 20-7. Bailey Strunk to the near side in the slot, along with Damari Kitt. Jamison to the top of the screen. Kitt was having a good first half. We haven't seen him get near the football here in the third or fourth quarter. Fake handoff. Throw it down the field. There was a mix-up in the backfield between Terry and Render. So offensive confusion led to the incomplete passes. Terry just threw the football away. It'll now be 3rd and 9 for the Scotties from their own 11-yard line. Strunk will now go to the right slot. Over with Ronnie Jamison. Damari Kidd alone. Out here on the edge with number 8, Michael Witherspoon. Fake. Pass thrown to the middle. Off of the fingertips of Damari Kidd. You could tell that pass was possibly coming. Nice play defensively by Asher Goldston, a sophomore out of Lenexa, Kansas for the Blue Dragons. The Scotties will now have to punt the football away. So Trenton York will kick it away here from his own end zone. Cross and Williams are back to return the punt for the Blue Dragons. Kick away down the right sideline. It'll go out of bounds in the Hutchinson sideline. And the Blue Dragons will have the football 1st and 10 in Highland territory at the Scotty 43-yard line. So Hutchinson will try to continue their strong second half. Has 1st and 10 Hutch on the Highland 43. Turn, gives it off to the running back. That is Waller in the backfield, breaks it to the right-hand side, gets inside the Highland 30 down to the 28. Deshaun Waller, a running back, a freshman out of Atlanta, Georgia, averaging 4.8 yards per carry. Hutchinson in the hurry-up offense. Gives it off to Waller again. He breaks it left-hand side. Nice man-to-man tackle by Jacob Robbinger. Will stop him after a gain of about 2. 2nd down and 8. Blue Dragons again in a hurry-up offense. Twin receiver to the right, lone receiver to the left. Caps the quarterback, back to pass, looks over the middle, throws behind the receiver, number 2, Alan Bishop. Then that'll stop the play momentarily. 3rd and 8. Coming in the lineup for the Scotties, number 4, Tyler Sims, number 7, Brandon Berry. For a little more pass rush from the outside. 2 defensive ends now in the lineup for Scotties. 13:04 to go in your ball game. Hutchinson trailing Highland 20-7. Chaz Caps the quarterback, back to pass. Under pressure. Gets away momentarily. We've got a penalty flag down. It's either holding or a face mask, and it may be a face mask. In there defensive for the Scotties, number 56 was Antar Thompson, a freshman out of St. Louis, Missouri, but I think Antar got a hold of the mask, and he did. So that'll be a face mask penalty against the Scotties. They're going to say it's a flagrant. It's going to take the football all the way down to the Highland 13-yard line. And 1st and 10 Blue Dragons at that spot.
Blue Dragons up 1st and 10, 14-yard line.
So the penalty against the Scotties, they came into the contest averaging 8 fouls a contest. They give the football off to Waller. Tuttle stepped up the middle inside the 10, and he gets it all the way down, and a penalty flag flies. And we've got a little bit of jawing going on between the offense and the defense. Hutchinson's number 53, which is Jalen Allen, sophomore out of Indianapolis, Indiana. And the Scotty defender, number 12, Antonio Cole. And they're going to back up Hutchinson for getting caught talking. Hutch with a break on the face mask violation. Now they get backed up. We'll bring up a second down and 20 as the ball just inside the Highland 24. Back to pass. Down the right-hand side, passes up complete. Receiver gets away from the defender down to the 10-yard line and touchdown Hutchinson. Give a great deal to number 81, Gary Cross, a receiver out of Fordyce, Arkansas, as he goes in for his first touchdown catch of the year. And then the Blue Dragons now within 7 at 20-13. Niemeyer to come in to attempt his second extra point of the afternoon. He's 7 out of 8 on the season. Snap is good. Kick is up. And the kick is good. 12:34 to go in the fourth quarter. Hutchinson down by 6 as they trail Highland 20-14. Number 81. We'll be back in just a bit. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Three, 2, 1. What a difference a half makes. Highland dominated the first half. Hutchinson could not get into Highland territory. Second half, Highland can't keep them out of the Highland territory. Dickens and Terry are deep for the Scotties, as Niemeyer puts the foot into the ball. End over end kick will be blown out of bounds, and that'll be a penalty flag against the Hutchinson kicker. Scotties will take the football after the penalty. So Highland had the football 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line with 12:33 to go and a now 6-point lead over the 13th ranked Hutchinson Blue Dragons. Khalil Render back in at quarterback for Highland. Bailey Strunk to the near side along with Damari Kitt. Ronnie Jameson to the top of your screen. Marquez Terry in the backfield along with number 46. Make out number 45, Jamal Wooten, the fullback, for tight end. Hutchinson down to 4-man. Strong defensive line. Terry corralled near the line of scrimmage. Will pick up maybe a half of a yard. Guy Victoria in on the tackle for the Blue Dragon. They're going to give him a spot of a yard. Second down and 9 for the Scotties. Ball just inside their own 36-yard line. 12:05 to go and rolling here in Kessinger Field in Highland, Kansas. Glad to have all of you with us this afternoon for this JR Conference matchup. Render looking down the field. Looking, no pressure. Finally, he's going to launch it down the field. Wide open receiver is Ronnie Jameson, and he overthrows him. Render, with all the time in the world, could not get it to Jameson, who had cut across the field. And so now 3rd and 9 for Highland. And that stops the clock with 11:48 to go here in the ball game. Checking in the Highland lineup, number 84, Jaquan Dickens. Wide receiver, a freshman out of Largo, Florida. He'll go to the slot to the top of the screen. Twins left and right for Render. Terry to his left. And now a three-man rush for Hutchinson. Man-to-man coverage on the outside for the Blue Dragon. We've got a timeout on the field. That is Highland's final timeout of the contest. 11:48 to go in your ball game. Scotty's 20, Blue Dragons 14. Third and 9 for the Scotties on their own 36-yard line with 11:48 to go in your ball game. Highland hanging on to a 6-point lead over the Hutchinson Blue Dragons, ranked number 13th in the nation in the last NJCAA poll. Twin receivers, top of the screen. Twin receivers to the lower end of the screen. Man-to-man coverage on the outside receivers by Hutchinson. Render back to pass. Will step up, avoid pressure. Looking, will now run for it. He's going to cut it up and be knocked down near the 39, close to the 40-yard line. And that's going to leave up Highland with a 4th and 6. And the Scotties will punt it away here. Trenton York will come in to kick it away, as Williams and Adrian Cross will go deeper on the return. Adrian Cross returned the last punt back inside the Highland 5 when he last touched the football. Kick in the way, end over end kick. Cross will take it near the 22-yard line. Cuts it up, right hand side, breaks into the open. Almost knocked down by number 27 of the Scotties. Alex Bott made the initial contact. Blue Dragons will have the football in their own territory, 1st and 10 on their own 39-yard line. The Scotty defense stopped Hutchinson twice inside the red zone. Earlier in the ball game, Hutchinson has scored on their last 2 possessions. High snap, they give it off to the running back. That is Waller. Cuts it up over the 43, out near the 44. They're going to mark him at the 44-yard line. 2nd down and 6 after the gain of 4. Turn, gives it off to Waller again. Over the left-hand side, he gets over the 45, near the 46. And now the Blue Dragons picking up yardage here in a hurry-up offense. 3rd and 3 for the Blue Dragons on their own 46. Chaz Capps, the quarterback, a freshman out of Wichita. Looks to the sideline, calls the audible. Twin receivers to the right. Man in motion to the right-hand side. They turn, they give it off to Waller. He'll cut it up the gut. Breaks open, a nice open field tackle by number 23. Dante Brooks with the stop, but not until Waller picks up another 1st and 10 for the Blue Dragons. Ball now on the Highland 45. Waller again for the 4th straight run. Cuts it outside, breaks it into the open. Back around, down the sideline, all the way inside the 5. And Hutchinson now will have the football, 1st and goal. On a big run by Deshaun Walker, a freshman out of Atlanta, Georgia, averaging 4.8 yards per carry. And the Blue Dragons are trying to get the lead for the first time this afternoon. with the football on the Scotty 5-yard line, and the Blue Dragons call a timeout. We've got an injured player, excuse me. So a timeout on the field, 9:48 to go in your contest. Highland 20, Hutchinson 14. Well, I'll be back in just a second. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Injury timeout for Rominger for Scotty as he went down in a pile on the far sideline. So first and goal at the Highland 4 for the Blue Dragons. Now in at quarterback number 20, Trey King. King cuts it up the middle, penalty flag on the near side of the field. And will possibly have either an offside or a illegal motion against Hutchinson. And it's going to be an offside against the Scotty. So half the distance to the goal line. And Hutch will have it first and goal. Ball inside the Highland 3.
After the penalty, it'll be first and goal from the 2-yard line for the Blue Dragons.
First and goal from 2 yards away, 4 downs to
Ball now on the Highland 2, first and goal. Blue Dragons trying to take the lead for the first time this afternoon with 9:30 and rolling here in the fourth. King, the lone runner. They give it off to him up the middle, pushes hard toward the end zone. No signal yet. They're going to be stopping him short. So King will be at the 1-yard line with second and goal. Scotty stopped the Blue Dragons inside their own 10 twice earlier in the contest. Blue Dragons have dominated the second half, though. Power right in the backfield. Give it off. He tries to go over the top, and it's a touchdown. Trey King goes in for his third touchdown of the year. The sophomore out of Topeka, Kansas, or out of Wichita, Kansas. And Hutchinson 1 point away from taking the lead. Luke Niemeyer will attempt the extra point. Niemeyer with 2 extra points. Make it 3. Hutchinson 21, Highland 20 with 8:53 to go in the contest. We'll be back from Kessinger Field in just a second. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Penalty on the extra point by the Scotties will let Hutchinson kick off from midfield. The rain is now in Seneca, Kansas, moving north-northeast. And that's about 80 miles west of here. Highland has to be careful here of the onside kick by the Blue Dragons with the football set at midfield. Dickens and the kick down the left-hand side, they'll let it go, and it'll go through the end zone for the touchback. So the penalty does not affect the field of play for the Highland starting point here in this drive. So Highland football, 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line. Scotty's now 75 yards away from pay dirt, down by 1 after leading the contest 20-0. Khalil Render with Marquez Terry in the backfield. Give it off to Terry. He'll try to cut it up the gut. And he's met near the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard on the play. Blue Dragon defensive line coming up as they stiffen here later in the ballgame. Highland again on a 73-yard touchdown pass to Damari Kitt early in the contest. And that's basically Kitt's only reception on the day. Jamison and Strunk at the top of the screen. Clock running at 8:25 and rolling. Render with the football. Fake left. Will roll out. Wants to throw the football. Picks it up. Will take off with his leg. Picks up a motion down the sideline. And he'll finally step out of bounds after a 1st and 10. And there's the mobility of Khalil Render coming into play as he picks up a 1st and 10 for the Scotties on their own 46-yard line. Render, the number 2 quarterback a year ago in the Jayhawk Conference, 2nd teamer. As the sunshine breaks over the clouds off to our west. Twin receiver to the right. They give it off to Terry. Terry met once he crosses the line of scrimmage by number 31 of the Blue Dragons. And that is Ronheen Bingham. The defensive lineman out of Bentonville, South Carolina, put a lick on him. 2nd down and 7, we'll call it. The ball resting on the 49-yard line of the Scotties. As Highland has to go the length of the field here with 7:15 and counting, trailing by 1 after leading the entire contest of the first half. Terry cuts it left-hand side. Will pick up some minimal ground. And they're going to mark him out to midfield. So that'll be a gain of 1. 3rd down and 6 for the Scotties at midfield. And Highland needs to get more 1st downs. This may be their only drive left in the contest with 6:42 to go. Hutchinson has dominated the second half on the ground and through the special teams. Render with 2 receivers to the right. And we've got a penalty flag as the clock ran down to 0. Highland with a delay of game penalty will back them up and make a manageable 3rd and 6, a 3rd and 11. So the football back to the Highland 45. And that is a big mistake by Scotty quarterback Khalil Render. Highland out of timeouts. Hutchinson with 2 left in the contest. Blue Dragons with a 4-man front. Render back to pass. Will step it up to avoid the pressure. Looking under pressure, and he's going to go down sacked. A big defensive play by the Hutchinson Blue Dragons. Number 31, Ronheen Bingham in there starting. And now Highland will have to punt the football away. We've got officials timeout on the field. As an injured Blue Dragon down here on the near side. Number 58 is Nick Dawson, a freshman out of Rex, Georgia, 6'4", 284-pounder, is down on the field. 5:49 to go in your contest. Hutchinson 21, Highland 20, 4th and 16 for the Scotties. When we come back, you're watching the Sky Sports Network. 4th down and long for the Scotties. As being helped off the field is Nick Dawson of Hutchinson. Appears to have a left leg problem. As Trenton York will come in to punt the football away with 5:49 to go. Back near their 15-yard line are number 80, Vontae Williams, and number 5, Adrian Cross. Snap is good. Kick is away. End over end kick. Cross with the football. Brings it up the middle. Breaks into open territory and finally knocked down on the play by the Scotties, number 22. Tyree Farman on the tackle. Correct, Tyree Carmichael, my mistake. A freshman out of Junction City, Kansas on the tackle. Blue Dragons with the football and a 1-point lead on their own 43-yard line with 5:53 to go in the contest. Hutchinson made the adjustments at halftime as they trailed the Scotties and put 21 points on the board here in the second half. Waller up the middle with a shoestring tackle by number 4, Tyler Sims, before he could get to the second level. A gain of 5 on the play, we'll call it. 2nd down and 5 for the Blue Dragons. As Chaz Capps, the freshman out of Wichita, looks at the sideline to see what head coach Ryan Rode wants to play. Waller in the backfield. Zone receiver to the far side. Twin receiver to the near side. Hutchinson down to 6, 5, 4 on the play clock. Snap of the ball. They get the ball to Waller through the line of scrimmage. Out near the 1st and 10. He's going to be a yard short. Rominger in on the tackle for the Scotties. As the Blue Dragons now with a 3rd and 1. And they are taking their time. As they're going to wait till the clock gets down. We're around 5 seconds. 4:25 and counting on the game clock. Play clock down to 15. Highland cannot stop the clock. They're out of timeouts. Hutchinson doesn't want to. 3rd and 1. Give it off to the running back. That's number 23, Otis Williams. Williams is held up short of the 1st and 10 according to where the official stands. Scotties could force a possible punt here if they go where the line judge and the field judge go. They are short. 4th and 1, the Blue Dragons are going to punt it. And going deep is Isaiah Gray. Gray averaging 12.3 yards per return. The clock rolling at 3:33. Highland down by 1 point. As Tyler Harris will punt the football away. Play clock down to 4, 3, the snap. Bobbled at the play. They get it off the end of his foot down the right-hand side. Takes a big Hutchinson bounce, but out of bounds. And the Scotties will have decent field position with 3:15 to go in the contest. Highland has the football on their own 20. They got 80 yards to go in 3 minutes and 15 seconds to win the contest. And really, a field goal at this time with the confidence of Highland is not an option. Scotties have abandoned the field goal and extra point teams this year after having 2 extra points returned for conversions earlier in the season. Render with twin receivers left and right. Terry to his left in the backfield. 3-man front for Hutchinson. 3-man rush. Quick throw out here to Damari Kitt. Kitt tackled immediately by number 31. Bingham with the tackle for Hutchinson. A gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. 2:50 and rolling. Looking left down the sideline. Rushed out of the pocket. Render will throw it deep down the field. Wide open receiver. And that's Bailey Strunk. Going inside the 20. to the 15. Penalty flag. And we're going to have a sideline violation against the Scotties. Highland scored, but it's coming back. Oh, my. Highland is going to be flagged with a sideline warning on the touchdown. And what a mistake by Highland. Sideline violation. And that will bring it back. Or correction, was that was not a sideline warning, was it?
Sideline warning, that's the first one.
That's only a warning. It does not affect the touchdown. Bailey Strunk goes in with the Highland touchdown. The Scotties go for 2. And that was Highland's first sideline violation of the contest. So my mistake. Touchdown by the Scotties as Bailey Strunk, the sophomore out of Wichita, Kansas, averaging 9.6 yards per catch. Took it the distance as Khalil Render let it fly. And we've got a penalty against the Scotties on the extra point. They're going to back us up to the 8-yard line on the 2-point conversion. 2:30 to go in the ball game. And a lot of confusion on here on who's going to go where. 3 receivers to the left. Jamison, the lone receiver, top of the screen. Khalil Render with Terry in the backfield. Looking back to pass, throws the fade out to Jamison. A bump. And they're going to ask for a penalty, but they did not get it. As Michael Weatherspoon reached out and pushed the receiver, Jamison, but the call was not made. Highland with a 5-point lead, 26-21, 2:30 to go in your ball game. We'll be back in just a second. You're watching this Scotty Sports Network. Jonathan Johnson will kick it off, the freshman out of Centralia, Kansas. From his own 35-yard line with 2:30 to go in the ball game. Highland leading the 13th ranked Hutchinson Blue Dragons, 26-20 on a dramatic heave by Khalil Render. End over end kick will be short. Ball picked up by Waller. He'll try to get to the right-hand side, knocked out of bounds. Correction, that's number 5 for the Blue Dragons. Adrian Cross on the return. Blue Dragons with the football, 1st and 10 on their own 31-yard line. With 2:22 to go. Scotty's using the big play today. Hutchinson football. They have 2 timeouts left to go in the game. High snap. Caps with the football. Looking to the right. Across the middle. Pass is complete to number 2, Alan Bishop. A 1st and 10 for Hutchinson. As in on the play was Jeremiah Hill for the Scotties. 1st and 10. Blue Dragons on their own 48-yard line. 2:12 in running. Again, Hutchinson with 2 timeouts left. Highland out of timeouts. Looking, and a huge hit by the Scotty defense. Penalty flag comes flying in. But a magnificent shot by number 56, Antar Thompson, the freshman of St. Louis. But it is holding against Hutchinson. Highland's going to decline this penalty and take the loss. But a huge hit by number 56, Antar Thompson. Loss on the play will bring up second down. I'll call it 17. Ball on the Hutch 40-yard line. 2:02 and rolling in the contest. Highland trying to defeat the Blue Dragons for the second time in a row. Pass down the left-hand side. Incomplete. Pass is intended for number 81, Gary Cross. And coming in there defensively, number 23, Dante Brooks, with a shot that came in a little bit late. Highland has to be careful and not pick up a unneeded penalty at this point in the contest. 1:50 to go in the ball game. Hutchinson, third and long from their own 40. Man in motion is Andre Lewis. Back to pass. Across the middle. Intercepted by the Scotties. Reaching out and pulling it in is Rominger. Caleb Rominger. And a penalty on the field as Highland came onto the field. That will be after the interception. So the interception will stand, but Highland does not need to give up field position right now. They need to get their composure and play within themselves. Unsportsmanlike penalty against the Scotties after the interception. It will be a 1st and 10 Highland on their own 28-yard line with a $1:44 to go in the ball game. But Jacob Rominger, the sophomore out of Overland Park, Kansas, on a outstanding interception to stop the Hutchinson threat. Render in the backfield with Terry. 2 receivers to the top of the screen. And I imagine we're going to have 3 running plays to Terry. Blitz. Terry up the middle. Fights his way. Hangs onto the football. Breaks loose. Terry almost gets away. Finally goes down near the 40. In the arms of number 11 of Hutchinson. And that is a 1st and 10 by Marquez Terry. And the Highland coaches need to stay off of the football field. Highland coaches have been on the field a lot today. And they need to stay on the sideline. This late in the game, you do not want a penalty. And now a timeout on the field called by Hutchinson. They've got 1 remaining. 1:27 to go in your ball game. Highland 26, Hutchinson 21. I'll be back in just a second. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. First and 10 Scotties. Ball on their own 41-yard line. $1:27 to go in the contest. And a 5-point lead, 26 to 21 over the 13th ranked Hutchinson Blue Dragons. Highland needs to hold on to the football here, as Hutchinson will be pulling for it. They give it off to Terry. Terry cuts it to the left-hand side, dropped near the 43-yard line. In on the tackle, number 11 for the defense is Quinn Head, freshman out of Fordyce, Georgia. Timeout Hutchinson. That is their final timeout of the ball game. $1:17 to play. We'll be back from Kessinger Field in just a bit. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Highland football third, like at 2nd and 7. Both teams are out of timeout. $1:20 to go. Highland lining up in the victory formation with Marquez Terry back at the 30-yard line. Khalil Render under center. Will snap the football, sit down there, and take a knee. That'll be a loss of 3. We'll bring up 3rd and 10. And the clock will continue to run, the play clock at 32. And it's going to be close to whether Highland can give up the football or not. Under a minute to play, 56 seconds to go. Scotty football with 14 on the play clock. Render again, sets Highland up in the victory formation. Render with a knee. The Highland offensive lineman goes back on his behind. Then one more snap, but Highland's on 4th and 12. They don't have to snap it. And that'll be your ball game. Scotties are going to come away with an exciting 26-21 victory over the Hutchinson Blue Dragons.
That concludes the ball game. Your score.
As the Scotties
26. Hutchinson 21.
defeat the Hutchinson Blue Dragons
Please have a safe trip home.
for the first back-to-back victories in Highland history over Hutchinson. Highland now against the Blue Dragons just 4-31, but back-to-back victories last year and this year. We'll get some stats and be back. You've been watching the Scotty Sports Network. Highland over Hutch 26-21. Welcome back to Kessinger Field in Highland, Kansas. The Scotties come away with a 26-21 victory over the 13th ranked Hutchinson Blue Dragons. The first back-to-back victories over Hutchinson in Highland history. Your scoring summary went this way with 12:27 to go, first quarter. Highland connected on a 73-yard touchdown pass from Khalil Render to Damari Kitt. The extra point attempt was no good, and Highland led it 6-0. With 13:20 to go in the second quarter, Marquez Terry ran in for his first of 2 touchdowns on the day from 37 yards out. The pass from Render was good, and the Scotties went up 14-0. With 13:51 to go in the third quarter, Hutchinson got on the board for the first time this afternoon. Highland got on the board for the third time in the contest on a run by Marquez Terry from 2 yards out. The extra point attempt failed, and it was 20-0. Hutchinson got on the board with 14:42 to go in the fourth quarter as they scored 3 times in the fourth. Trey King went in from 5 yards out. The kick was good, and it was 20-7. Hutchinson scored again with 12:34 to go in the ball game on a 24-yard pass from Chaz Capps to Gary Cross. The kick was good, and the Blue Dragons trailed by 6 with 8:53 to go. King went in from 1 yard out. The kick was good. The Blue Dragons picked up their first lead of the afternoon, 21-20. With 2:30 to go in the ball game, Bailey Strunk hauled in a 78-yard pass from Khalil Render. The attempt was no good. The extra point attempt was no good, and the Scotties came away with a 26-21 victory, sealed by the interception by Rominger of the Highland defense. Defensive or the stats for the Scotties this afternoon: Highland racking up 416 total yards on 65 plays, 223 yards on the ground on 48 carries, 193 yards through the air. The leading rusher for Highland was Marquez Terry with 24 rushes for 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. His longest run was 37. He averaged 4.7 yards per carry. Raquan Dickens, ran the ball 8 times for 110 yards. He had a 75-yard run in the ball game for a 13-yard per rush average. Khalil Render came away with 7 out of 17 passes for 192 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was sacked 4 times. The leading receiver was Damari Kitt with 3 receptions on the day for 87 yards, 1 touchdown and for a 73-yarder. Bailey Strunk pulled in just 2 passes, but one of them was for 78 yards and a touchdown. Ronnie Jamison pulled in 2 for 26 yards on the afternoon. Punting for the Scotties, Trenton York had 8 kick punts for 295 yards, a 37-yard punting average. His longest was 44. So again, the Scotties led on defense by Jeremiah Hill, who racked up 13 tackles total. Robinger, who had the big interception, had 10 tackles on the year, along with Kendrick Caddis and Jim Philstein. Final score from Kessinger Field: Highland 26, Hutchinson 21. Scotties now go to 2-1 in conference. They are now 4-1 on the year. They have the weekend off. Next weekend, Hutchinson will travel to Iowa Central up in Fort Dodge at 1 o'clock. I want to thank you all for tuning in this afternoon. Thank you for staying with us with our audio trouble in the first half. Don't forget to check out the Highland Scotty TV link on YouTube for the post-game coaches show coming up in about 10 minutes. From Kessinger Field, Russ Karn saying good night from Highland, along with the guys that have helped me out this afternoon. We'll be back in about 10 minutes on the new link. Bye-bye, everybody.